Sound check. Hit test. 1, 2, 2, check.
Hey, Tiger friends, it's Meredith with TigerliliResources, and we are back for this week's Tiger News Tell It All. All right, and today's actually Tuesday, so let's see if I can get this edited and put out today. So I'm going to recap. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, but I'm going to recap from last week, and I kind of have a feeling I'm forgetting something from Wednesday because I did the update on Thursday, but I stopped at Tuesday because I didn't want to, keep going, and cool things happened, and I don't remember Wednesday. That's how much stuff has been fit into this week. Okay, but I will just go with Thursday. So Thursday morning, that would have been April 10th. I did a presentation at Ameren, St. Charles at 7 o'clock in the morning. That was awesome. And I had, again, about 30 guys who were in attendance. And I absolutely love doing these presentations at Ameren because majority of the attendees are guys. So they're either dads, grandpas, uncles, neighbors. They are directly connected to the little ones, teenagers, and they're out in the community. So they are eyes on everything. And it's so cool to listen to chatter before the presentation when they know what the topic is, and I listen to what they're talking about versus what happens after. So this one in particular, before we started, there was a guy who was kind of making snarky responses to, I put out a questionnaire that has basic questions on it. I use it all the time. Every presentation I use it before questionnaire and then an afterwards feedback. And the first question is, when you hear the term human trafficking or sex trafficking, what do you think of or picture? And then it continues on to, what does it look like in your community? What does it look like in the country? What do you think is the biggest contributor? And besides Tiger Lily, what other organizations locally, nationally, or internationally do you know of that are in the fight for human trafficking? And so the first question, when you hear the term, what do you think of? And this guy he repeated it like 4 times, 5 times. And every time he was laughing about it. And he was like, oh, what do you picture? What do you think of? And I had my back to him because I was setting up, but I kept his voice and location in proximity in my head. So as the presentation was going on, I kept eyes out on the peoples, okay? And depending on who I'm talking to is really what we talk about. So with this group, we did talk a lot about sexual integrity and porn and OnlyFans, and I could tell by some of the people's responses in the room that they did have issue or experience in all of that. In particularly the one who was laughing about, human trafficking, sex trafficking. I could tell that he has had run-in. And by the end of the presentation, his out loudness ceased. He did not have any feedback, and he was very closed off. So I'm pretty sure I struck a chord, and I know I opened his eyes to some things. We are not vulgar or rude by any means in doing the presentation, but it is in your face and it's undeniable. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But after also, I love the questions that I get. They're very insightful, very literally inquisitive. And every single time, this was now my 5th presentation, I believe. I have another one coming up this week, actually, Wednesday morning in House Springs. And, but every time somebody has come up to me and been like, I'm pretty sure I saw this. I'm pretty sure this happened, because now they have learned things to look for and they've reflected and they're like, man, I totally could have missed it. So these presentations are very impactful. They are opening the eyes of the masses, and they're very important. So when you sow into this ministry, it allows me to actually be able to get ready to train somebody else, Megan, to be able to do these too. They are very impactful. And again, once you know, you cannot unknow. And it allows people to actually step up and do something about it, whether it's actually hands-on, which there are ways that you can help safely, or you contribute into the work that we're doing. Friday, I just did a lot of follow-up stuff. Saturday, we had an event that we went to at South County Baptist Church on Tesson Ferry, and it was their International Day of Worship. We had a table set up there. It was a very spur of the moment an event to pop in on. So it wasn't us presenting or anything, but we were just there connecting with people. We got some pretty cool leads of people to follow up with for possible funding opportunities and corporate collaborations. So I will be looking into those as well. Saturday, we also had, like, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, we had very late nights of ministry and worship and things. And every night was like 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 1 a.m. So Sunday, was a day of rest. And my goodness, was I so glad to have that day of rest, because Monday morning, my conversation started at probably like 7:45, and we're back to back to back to back. And I spent the entire day finally cleaning out the office. My goodness, we've had so many events and presentations and things, and I literally just take everything in and dump it in the office, and I'm like, I'll get to it later. Well, the Lord was like, hey, prepare. Okay, so like organize. So basically, like, what I felt in my heart was, if we don't prepare for the move of us out of the house of Rahab, it's not going to bring on the next steps. So when I say us moving out of the house of Rahab, I mean for the new directors to be able to come in. Our spot is not here forever. Somebody else is going to be coming in to take over the home. So we're preparing for that. The home is still not open. We are believing that it will be open and ready to go by summertime. So I'm doing the things to prepare for that move. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how that's going to be, but the Lord does, and I'm believing him. And so we are stepping in to be ready for the move. Oh, and then so coming up, and next week I'll tell you about what happened. But coming up this week also, Megan and I are going to go up to Bloomington again for the basically Greek week. I mentioned that before, where I had spoken up there, and the sororities approached me about doing presentations for them. And we have 3 sororities that are booked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of this, coming up. So today is Tuesday. Right? Today is Tuesday, yes. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be up in Bloomington doing those presentations. If you would like to sew into that would be really awesome, because it does cost to go up there. We have to get an Airbnb, and then gas and food and all of that. But we have 3 sororities that we're speaking to, so probably about 350 sorority girls will be in attendance. And then we have a fill-in lunch with some of the academics from ISU, Illinois State University. They have yet to see the presentation, so I'm really very looking forward to sharing this with them, because they're on campus all the time. So are the students, but they're on campus in a different capacity. So I'm very looking forward to sharing this information with them, and hopefully getting some collaborations with them for other connections and other people that can help come in to this fight and help it grow exponentially. So keep that lifted in prayer, please. And I think that's what I wanted to let you know that was coming up. Oh, so also last week we did gain 2 new donors. So we now have 10. See, the thing is, when we get new donors, we don't get to see until the following month if they're set up as monthly. Our giving platform doesn't let us be privy to that information until it happens again. I don't know why. I've asked them about it several times, and that has not been updated yet. So I do know that we have 2 new donors, and I'm going to believe that those 2 new donors signed up to be monthly donors, because that's what we've been praying for and looking for and asking for, is monthly supporters. So I'm believing we now went from 8 monthly donors to 10 monthly donors. Yay! Thank you, donors! Okay, I just want to let you know that we serve a large population of people, and not us singularly, obviously. We're in a whole sector of direct service and outreach and advocacy and legislative work. There's a whole slew of us, but definitely not enough. Okay, so we do our part to serve a gigantic population of people who are exploited, who are trafficked, who are at risk of being trafficked, who are vulnerable. We are standing in the gap for these people who don't choose to do this, children and adults alike. Our children's program, again, it is just becoming exponentially more clear. That's where he's leading us to focus, I would say, primarily on children. It just keeps pointing that way. And the need, the severity of these kids that are stuck in it, it's massive. Okay, so we serve a large community. We have a solution for the issues that they face, okay? Whether it is Educating people to know what to look for, that is a solution. Being an option for people to call out to be able to step in and help, that is a solution. Having a space for them to come into to start their healing journey, that is a solution. We identified a problem and we have offered in our solution, and now that's why we reach out to you. The people that we serve, they don't have the capacity, the means, the finances to be able to get to their healing. They don't have anything. Everything has been stripped from them. Finances, safety of home, their voice, their bodies, they have literally nothing. So when you collaborate with us, when you pour into this ministry, you're actually being able to provide an answer. So that's really not a risk for you, because your money is going into service. That's beautiful. And those who give, do you really have the time to do what we do? Probably not. Do you really have the bandwidth to do what we do? Probably not, because if you did, you would be doing it too. So again, I can't encourage enough. We do what we do because of you. And that's the only reason why. If you're not alongside of us, we can't do any of this. So again, I'm asking again, do not hesitate. Jump on board and be a monthly supporter. Okay, I want to share some numbers with you, all right? So I've voiced before that our program, specifically the House of Rahab alone, that can operate completely on $200,000 a year. That covers everything of mortgage, insurance, all the utilities, paying for a house director to be here, and the needs within the house, operations and things like that. I just did some numbers, and we need to fix these numbers because I don't like how they turned out, okay? So for $200,000 a year, I divided that into 12 months. Let me tell you what that is a month. Oh, hold on. All right, so $200,000 a year divided by 12 months. That is $16,666. Okay, a month that it would take to operate fully and completely. Most ministries that do this on the long term, there's not too many that do short-term emergency placement like we do. They do long-term, very trauma-informed, lots of staff, lots of things, and those are multi-million dollars. Our service is short-term emergency placement, where we just give these people a safe landing space to come back to life, to be loved, to get sleep and eat and become healthy again for clarity of mind, so then they can start focusing on their next steps. So therefore, our program is not as anywhere near as involved as the long terms are, but equally as beneficial, because it is such a beautiful launch pad and it sets them up for better success. Okay, so just the House of Rahab, that's our foremost focus right now, is $200,000 a year. Divide that by 12 months, that's $16,666 a month. If we divided that by donors who gave $25 a month, that is, I don't know if you can see this. Yes, you probably can. 666. I don't like that number. I don't like that number. So we're going to change the number. Okay. So, not 2 million. $200,000 divided 12 months, divided by donors who gave $30 a month. Oh, that's so much better. I didn't even know that was going to happen. 550. That's grace. That's a lot of grace. Holy cow. Guys, okay, $30 a month. That's $1 a day. For real. $1 a day. So if we had 555 monthly donors and we have 10, I think we need to grow that number. Anyway, if we have 555 monthly donors giving $30 a month, only $30 a month, you can give more than that, and the number would obviously go down exponentially. But that means that this house can open successfully, strongly open, and we can serve, start serving, start being that pass-through, because law enforcement and hospitals are starting to learn what to look for. And they're like, well, what do we do next? Well, we should be their place of placement, but we're not open. So that's my thing about that. We serve a large population. We have a solution that is very viable and very successful. We've done it before. We can do it again, even better. We've reached out to you for a purpose that is absolutely low risk, right? It is an investment on literally changing our world. Community by community by community, person by person by person, life by life by life, which exponentially multiplies into generations. Wow, for $30 a month, you can literally do this. That is absolutely, it's really cool. Okay. So to give monthly, again, you would go to our website, TigerliliResources.org. You hit the donate button. You click the dollar amount that you want to give, at least $30, okay? Then you would click the envelope of become a monthly Tiger supporter, and don't forget to set recurring, because if you don't, it won't come monthly, it'll just come one time. Okay, so that's how you give monthly. If you want to give a one-time gift of whatever, like we have a need of going up to Bloomington, right? We have costs for that, Airbnb, gas and food. I would say probably overall, the trip would cost about $400. There's 2 of us going up, and we can do that very well. 3, we're leaving Sunday, coming back Wednesday. You can contribute to that if you want to do a one-time gift for our trip up to Greek Week. And you can do that also by going onto our website. You can do that on PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Our handles is TigerliliResources. And then also, I'm going to ask for some prayers. We do have a grant request out through, it's called Spark Good, and it's through Walmart. And it's just a location that's here in our service area for our center, the training center that we're in the developments of. So we put a grant request out with them for a local give, and we asked for $5,000, and it's still in processing right now. It still says pending. I went up there today to check in with the manager, and she said that it has been submitted to the next level of approval. So I guess it got her approval first, and it's been submitted. So we're just waiting for them to work through it and say yes or no. So prayers up that they give the yes of this open door. We have not had like corporate collaboration in quite a while. Really, it's just been from events and from presentations and from people like you who give. We're hopeful that we get this one. That'll be a huge help to go towards our national training headquarters and training center in Alton, Illinois. That will be to serve the country. Okay, so those are some few ways to get involved financially. If you are interested in getting involved hands-on, we do have an event that we're planning in July 19th. It is a Bible trivia night, and hopefully it becomes a healthy competition amongst churches. Iron sharpens iron, you know? So we're gonna have a good way of coming together and raise funds. And if you would like to help out in planning that event, we would love for you to do that. We have a Zoom meeting tonight. I will post the link on our Facebook page. You can access it there, or you can message here and ask for it, and I'll send it to your email or something like that. But it's our first planning meeting tonight, and so we are going to be talking about what is the pre-setup that's needed. We're looking for raffle items, we're looking for silent auction items, and sponsors for the event. So if you're interested in being a part of hands-on and getting that event planned out, you can definitely be a part. We need some extra hands. So that's pretty much it for last week. So thank you again for the 2 new donors who came in last week. So much big thank yous. So we'll update again next week. Until then, this is Meredith with Tiger Lily Resources, and I am signing off.
Test 1, 2, check 1, 2, check. Test 1, 2, check. Test 1, 2, check 1, 2, check. Test 1, 2, check sound, check. Test 1, 2, check sound, check. Test 1, 2, check.